Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Draft Huddle with my boy Foots the King. What's going on tonight, man?
Joe Rizzle. This is a Saturday edition. I was actually just watching your Josie Jewell work. Great work as always, and I'm not very high on Josie Jewell. That's like one of the guys that, and you hit it out the park. But just watching your work and seeing Richard Sherman to San Fran and just seeing how anti-Cowboys fans are. But Joe, it's all good. We're gonna get the Cowboys home. Me and you, huh?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, man.
Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna talk about we're gonna break down Dame Brugler's 2 round mock, right, Foots? Or seven?
Well,
It's a 7 round,
it's a
right?
7 round
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
7 round mock. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's
And
go.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, you want to go pick by pick on it, Joe, or what?
yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk about the first round pick, and then we'll move on to the second, third. Like we'll just hit down the list one by one.
Nah, facts. Because I think it was good. Like, and it's realistic. It's not like the fan speak where you're drafting Derwin James in the 3rd round. I mean,
Yeah, that
it's
thing's
like,
broken.
yeah, I don't know what the ham sandwich is, but that I know everybody likes to do those mocks on there, but it's just not realistic at all. And for those of you who don't know or who don't keep up with DallasCowboys.com, or Dane Brugler is a well-respected scout in this area, not in the area, in America, basically. He's actually a Cleveland Browns fan, but he was hired by Dallas Cowboys Morning News, not by the Dallas Morning News, correct, Joe? Morning Sports News, one of those publications. And he's a great follow on Twitter. He's extremely sharp. I get his draft guide, and he's really he's sharp. He knows his stuff, and he's hit more than he's been off, and he has original thoughts. That's why I like Dane a lot, and I think that's kind of like how me and Joe attack our coverage and guys that we like, and so he's really respected. So that's why we're breaking down his mock. He's very plugged in. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, he's one of my favorite followers.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. So he did a 7 round mock for DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Morning News or the Dallas Sports News. I forget the publication. And the first pick was Calvin Ridley. Joe, like it, love it, hate it. Would you do something different?
Right now before free agency starts, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
like it. Like I know right now, as we're making this video, we have Des Bryant, so I don't really love Ridley at 19. But as far as the player, I like the player, but not at 19. I don't know, dude. Who else is available? I wonder.
Yeah. Yeah. So for you, Joe, is it the player? Is it the situation? Is it for this team? Because I have my reasoning, but I'm interested to hear yours. Like, is it what is it for you? We can kind of piggyback.
I don't know. I think it's still a risky pick. I know he's probably the top rated wide receiver, but his measurables at the combine. I mean, he was like a light 190-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to envision him in the NFC East taking a beating from some of we have pretty good safeties and corners in NFC East. So can he handle the rigors of it? I mean, he's a good route runner. So I mean, I can understand the pick, but I'm not hot on it right now. I could later, but right now, nah.
Okay, Joe. We agree. Because for me, and I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go with my first mind, and I'm not gonna change it. I don't want a receiver, and I don't want a receiver in the 1st round because, again, like I argue with Mark Holmes, this team is not a receiver away. I think that teams who, number one, if you don't have your trenches in order, I wouldn't touch a skill player. And we saw last year that while Dez can be a headache, while Kobe numbers were best, while Williams didn't really make any plays, and while everybody's talking about Dez Bryant, I keep saying that we're talking about the wrong receiver. Terrence Williams shouldn't be on the team.
Yeah.
You want to give me Noah Brown and give Terrence Williams his reps. I mean, give Noah Brown Terrence Williams reps. But anyway, we saw that this team went to hell when we couldn't block up front and we couldn't keep the middle of the pocket in order. And when Tyron Smith went out, we were in trouble, Joe. And it was bad. And you want to make this offense Dak friendly, you protect Dak Prescott. And you also add or bolster what you do best, which is block and run the football. So if you're going to have Ezekiel Elliott for 16 games and you want to maximize Ezekiel Elliott's talent, you draft Isaiah Wynn. You don't draft a receiver who, with this coaching staff, you don't even know if he's going to get on the field. I'm telling you now, and I'm also telling you the receiver, like the percentage for bust at a receiver is so much higher than the percentage for a bust guard with Isaiah Wynn when I'm watching him, maul Alabama. It's a play against Alabama in the title game where he gets his block, then he reach blocks to the next level and stones Rashaan Evans, who's my favorite linebacker in this draft. So that, for me, is enough. If you want to say Will Hernandez is there, and now the thing about Isaiah Wynn is Isaiah Wynn can play guard, and if Tyron's back flares up, he can kick out and play tackle. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah.
And you can put a lesser guy. You see what Philly was able to do, kind of mixing and matching on that offensive line. But they were able to get it done. Dallas just wasn't able. Like, I don't want to wake up and, Chaz Green is back out there. You know what I mean? Or Byron Bell. Like, it's sexy. It'll be sexy to grab Calvin Ridley. We'll see the highlights and we'll be so happy. You know what I mean? Cowboys fans will. But then the third week of the season, when Tyron's back flares up and Dak's getting killed because he doesn't have the escapability of Romo, then what, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got to start with the trenches. Whether it's offensive line or defensive line, they got to get better there. Those are some weak spots of theirs. So, they got to attack that.
Yeah, I mean, all right, so Joe, let's do this. Let's go to his second pick. So Dane's second pick was Josie Jewell, and I'll start on this one. I'm not super high on Josie Jewell. I see a try-hard guy, but I see a guy who struggles with speed. And in our division, I don't like – with Vander Esch, I just did his film. Similar, but I say Vander Esch has a little bit of more of see it and go. I feel like Josie Jewell caught a lot of tackles. Now, maybe I'm watching the wrong film, and I'll keep trying to make myself love him. But, like, let's say, for example, we had a chance to do Rashaan Evans and DJ Moore or Rashaan Evans and Gallup. Then I'm happy versus Calvin Ridley and Jewell. What do you think about Josie Jewell?
No, I agree. I mean, yeah, I just did a breakdown of him as well. I don't see him as an early round pick. He's more, for me, I have him in the third or fourth.
Because I wouldn't be mad in the third, Joe.
Yeah, third or fourth. I think 2 is too high for me right now. I mean, but I know they like the program. They like the conference. So I mean, we'll see what they do. There's obvious interest there. They met with him, so let's see if he's one of the invites. If he's one of the invites, then zero in on him. But I'm a Rashaan Evans fan, big time. Like he is a complete. I think he's very underrated. Not enough people are talking about Rashaan Evans, and the Cowboys were at the Alabama Pro Day, both sides of the ball, looking at them. So hopefully, maybe he's one of the targets.
Remember, I told you about Rashaan Evans, Joe.
Yeah, you sold me on him, and I'm selling on him, man. I'm selling that idea to you guys. Keep an eye out on Rashaan Evans. If his name is called, we're in business.
Dude, I take him at 19 flat out. I know, and like you said, it's weird. Every year with the draft, players just kind of get slotted. But I wish teams were just kind of original. Like just because every mock draft doesn't have Rashaan Evans high, doesn't he could be better than Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, I could show you film that you would say, "Good God Almighty, he just blew up a guard." I'm talking about crushing a guard, going and making the tackle. I'm talking about crushing Darius Geis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now there are going to be questions about him in coverage. Um, But there's questions about all these guys in coverage.
Exactly. There
Tremaine,
are. Yeah.
yeah, I was very high on Tremaine early, but he'll be gone first 10 picks. Same with Roquan. That was your pet cat early. But dude, Rashaan Evans is in those guys' ballpark. So with the linebacker, if you tell me we could get, Rashaan Evans and Gallup or Rashaan Evans and maybe your best tight end, or you know what I mean, or then I'm like, wow, okay, we're in business. I don't, or maybe I can't go receiver one, and I think we're in agreement on that. Maybe not this and on the same page on linebackers, but we both agree that Jules shouldn't be a two. All right, Ian Thomas, tight end, Joe, Indiana. What'd you see?
I think he's okay, but for
I know.
like a third round just seems too rich for me. I think for him anyway. I saw him more as a fifth, but again, a third round, you know, not enough there for me to take him that high. At third round. Okay, so in his mock, he's addressed wide receiver, he's addressed linebacker, and we're going tight end. I could see that. I could see tight end, but I would. That one just doesn't do it for me. It's
Yeah,
I like
we'll
Mark.
see.
I'll take a Mark Andrews if he's still available. I'll take Mark Andrews over
And
him.
Mark Andrews, I'm throwing his name at the board. He could too, Joe. He could.
Yeah.
This is a deep tight end class. Ooh. Yeah, if Andrews is there, Joe. But you know what, Joe? For me, in the way that this team see, I think that Dane, as much as I like Dane, I think he kind of missed it with this mock draft. I don't know. How do you feel? I guess we should do it. We should do a live 7-round, Joe.
Yeah,
Because
we should.
for the fans, I think we should because we owe it to them. Because I think he missed it with this draft. Because how does there's not a Cowboys fan out there who can tell me that we develop tight ends well, right, Joe?
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know why Dane would even think that. Like the only way that we're drafting a tight end is if Jason Witten retires. Like and I've said it's time for Witten to go. It's time for Witten to go. It's time for Witten to go. I think we both kind of agreed that like not much is being given.
That's one. It's basically one less weapon for Dak to get a first down because Witten is not getting even at the 10-yard line. He's good for like a 6-yard or 5-yard. It's it is what it is. But
it is what it is. So to say that Dallas would mess around with a tight end that early, again, this coaching staff, would they have the balls to say, what, somebody else is going to get your reps? Or is it kind of like, well, he's getting the Dirk Nowitzki treatment,
Yeah.
He can't go out on his own time. And so just knowing that, I would have went a swing guard, maybe Alex Kappa, a tackle, maybe D tackle. Look, see what you have there. And then Ian Thomas, again, watching the player, it's nothing in line. He's okay, and there's nothing special there for me. I would hit maybe safety earlier, a higher rated safety, So yeah, that for me, I didn't like that pick either, Joe. Just being honest.
Yeah, I think a defensive tackle that would have been a good area to hit one too. But
I agree.
yeah, tight end. We have a lot of them right now. Why do we want to get another one? Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Cowboys could actually do this kind of thing to us. They have, so it's
yeah,
not
and
completely
I'm
out of the
telling
realm.
fans, you, Joe, you spot on. Like, yo, fans, be ready for any of these scenarios. It sucks, but there's like really a chance this could happen. Um, and I wouldn't be happy, especially if we don't address, like, if you don't address your trenches early to me, you could be in trouble. But and so that's the draft. It's a bunch of different scenarios. All right, number 4, they went Foley, Fadakazi. Again, I couldn't find much tape on this guy, and the tape that I did find, he just kind of okay, a D tackle. Showed some twitch, but it wasn't much. Probably more of a developmental guy. What do you think, Joe?
I hadn't even seen any film on that guy yet. You know, he's a name that I just heard here recently, so can't really
Yeah,
comment on that one.
yep. And then fifth. Now this is a guy I can speak on, Joshua Kalu, Florida State. I mean not Florida State, excuse me. Free safety, Nebraska, 4th round because we have 2 4th round picks. Uh, okay, just an okay guy. And so I rather if you wanna get another free safety because say Byron is moving back to corner, I'd rather get a more talented guy in the 2nd or 3rd. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah.
Because watching this tape, I feel like you're drafting the same players. You're drafting like you need somebody to offset Xavier Woods, or that's a step above. You know, um, I like Kayvon in the box. I liked your video that you did on Kayvon. Jeff Heath, though,
Mm-hmm.
if Byron's gonna be a thing at corner, I need somebody to offset Xavier Woods. So maybe a thumper, or maybe somebody who's more of a box guy or plays with a little bit more power down around the box. Maybe if they would have went Rashawn Golden in the 2nd, I'm not mad at that. Dang. So, what did you think about that pick, Joe? Or you haven't seen much of it?
I haven't seen it on him, but I wouldn't mind have taken another cornerback, knowing that we're probably going to lose Scandrick, and you probably want to see if you can get better at the bottom there with Anthony Brown and Marquez White. So
That's a good
uh,
point.
I wouldn't mind have taken a corner earlier. I mean, waiting outside of the 3rd for a cornerback, that's kind of, I don't know if I quite like that.
Mm, I agree. There's only really the rest of this draft, and that's what's gonna happen, Joe. I think Dallas is gonna will and deal. I don't think they're gonna sit in and make all of these picks. And Dane did this with no trades, but there's only one other pick that I would love on this draft, and that's Darrell Williams, the running back from LSU. Um, Other guys, Adi Aruna, Nick Gates, Joel Ayinbuinwe, and Chase Litton. They're just kind of guys. But Darrell Williams for me is interesting because he got stuff behind Geis and Leonard Fournette, but he can play. He can play, Joe. Think he would be a good offsetting back for Zeke. I don't know if you've seen him. Have you seen him, Joe?
Which player?
Darrell Williams,
Oh
LSU
yeah,
running back.
LSU. Yeah. He would be a steal right there, I would think.
Yes, yes.
And that's the thing about
He
this
will.
draft too, man. It's kind of sneaky deep. Last season it was a pretty deep running back class, and this one there's good running backs, man, that'll be there all the way to probably the 5th, 6th round. I mean, you can get a depth guy there, a rotational guy, 3rd down back if you want. So I
No,
don't know.
yeah, Joe. I think you spot on. Sneaky deep is the word. You know, I'm talking about some guys where, your guy, what's the kid from Iowa? Good player.
Oh, Akram, Waldy.
Akron, what do you got on him, Joe? A 3rd, 4? A 3-4? What?
I think that's right. That's the sweet spot for him. 3rd, 4th round, most likely. Uh,
I love the pick.
But
You
shifty
sold me
guy,
on.
man. I like that guy, man. If you get him there, you're good, man. You got him, Rod Smith, Zeke.
You knocked it out the park with those guys.
You're young but again at the running back position. The old guys are gone.
Yeah,
So
you saw what Philly did with Clemens. You got to hit on the back and keep him because it's a realistic thing and it's scary to think, but you could lose Zeke. One more thing, and it's good to say, it's easy to say, well, Zeke's gonna stay out of trouble, but I'm telling you, one TMZ slip up, one, another Irish parade. What was that? St. Patrick's Day issue.
yeah.
The league has it out for Zeke. The league has it out for Jerry Jones. So they're watching. They may have a guy assigned to Ezekiel Elliott. You never know. That's what it feels like with this regime with Raj Goodell. So you better be prepared because, again, Garrett's in win now mode, and that's another reason why I don't think receiver makes a whole lot of sense at the top of this draft because, if Garrett wants to win now, he better protect his quarterback.
Unless this is one of those deals like where Jason Garrett wants him out of Dallas, kind of like a TO kind of move, where it's like, okay, we try to work, it's not working out, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this finally comes to a conclusion, man, because it's drama, dude. It's Dallas. It's what we love.
What's that, Dez and
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just when you see guys that were close to his draft class getting shipped, Richard Sherman out, not getting re-signed, and it is you're like, wow, I guess Dez is next. What if you had to put a percentage on it? What would you put on it that Dez stays or that he leaves, Joe?
I think it's a 50-50.
You right down the middle.
Yeah, I totally believe that. It's a 50-50 thing, man.
Joe, I'm scared, dude. I'm scared. I can't let Dallas do this to me this year. Fans, I can't let Dallas do this to us this year, Joe. Maybe they have a plan,
Yeah, maybe they have a plan. Maybe maybe there's enough for that Jerry Jones allure over Dez or whatever, the fatherly figureship, whatever they want to say. Maybe that's a real deal, maybe that's totally legit and they work out a deal. So we'll see,
No,
man.
I agree. I think we hit Dane's mock good, Joe. I think
That last guy there, that last quarterback, the Cowboys, they visited with him at the pro day for Marshall. So keep an eye out on him. I haven't seen his tape yet, but I have read some reports on him that he's got a big arm and can get the ball down the field and that kind of thing. So
yeah, I actually watched his tape today. Huge arm. I'm
yeah,
talking about like he has a very live arm. The problem is his feet are trash. His ball placement is trash. But he's not like he's a guy who could come in and compete with
Cooper
with the
Rush.
new people. Cooper Rush.
I like Cooper.
Cooper.
Man,
Yeah,
that guy is something, dude.
dude. If Dak doesn't have a good year, fans will be calling for Cooper. Don't worry.
They will, man. You know it. You know how it is,
Yeah.
man. people just going crazy over the craziest things. Like
I'm telling you, man. If Dak, this is a big year for Dak. Just think about it, man. This is a
huge.
big year.
Yeah, huge.
You're a year away from saying, and you're trying to maximize this O line and the talent you have. You would be a year away from possibly drafting a guy.
Let me ask you this, Foots. By the time this video goes live, is Zach Martin gonna be signed to a mega deal or not?
By the time this video goes live, Zach Martin will be close to being signed to a mega deal, but he won't.
Okay,
Sign.
so
Are you hearing
Sunday.
that, Joe? Man,
Yeah.
what do you know, Joe?
No. Yeah, I'm wondering, man. It's getting. If the Cowboys do want to get something going, with the legal tampering on the 12th, you gotta think that they have some cap room to make some moves. But
It starts free agency starts Monday, correct?
Yeah, the legal tampering part where you could make deals on principle and that kind of thing, and on the 14th, it's all signed and delivered.
Wow. We'll see. Okay, Joe. By this Monday. Oh, I already asked you, Des. Will Scandrick be cut?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes to that one. I think the writing's on the wall. They tried to trade him, and all these little things coming out. So that would be the right thing to do. Let him hit free agency and find himself a new home. Don't. I wouldn't not give him that opportunity. That would be crappy on our part.
I agree. Joe. Okay, Joe. I got one more that we could piggyback on.
All right.
Gonna bounce off of. Joe, your draft philosophy for the Cowboys. Are you going heavy defense or are you going offense? Are you going mix?
I'm going mix because we still got work on defense, but we got to get back. We got to get back to what we are, and we are a run first team, so we got to fix that line. So that's high on my list.
Joe, if your top rated safety, I'm throwing fastballs at you, Joe.
All right.
Your top rated safety and linebacker are on the board at 19. Which one are you picking?
Top rated linebacker, top rated safety. Probably gonna go with safety.
Okay. So if Roquan was there and Derwin was there, just for hypothetical, you picking?
I'm taking Derwin. No, I mean I have Derwin rated have him higher than Roquan.
He's a better, exactly. That makes sense. He's a better player.
Yeah.
He's a better player. Okay, Joe. Just wanted to get your idea on some draft things, and what they're going to be asking themselves in these war rooms. And it was crazy, man. You thought, Calvin Ridley was a lock to the Bears at 8 or wherever they're picking early up there in the top of the draft, and now you're hearing he could slide a little bit. I think the trend now is, Joe, that teams are scared of these receivers. Corey Davis didn't really pan out. Laquan Treadwell, list I can give you. Kevin White.
No, man, that was a bad one.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You start hearing these names, you like these guys making these plays in college, but the cornerback and these corners in the game have caught up to these receivers. They have.
Yeah.
You can't separate from some of these guys. Everybody doesn't have Odell Beckham quickness, and Joe.
No doubt. Yeah, I totally agree with that, man.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Interesting draft talk as usual, man. So I think this was a good one for the guys out there.
Yeah, man. I think Cowboys fans got a treat with this one. Leave us questions, y'all. Let us know what you guys think. Leave us a bunch of questions.
Yeah, questions. Let us know what you think of Dane's mock as well. If you agree with his picks, or do you what do you think about our conversation on the picks? So,
yes, sir.
Much appreciated, everybody. But that's it for right now. We'll catch you for the next episode. Peace, everybody.
Peace.